With President Trump's diagnosis comes questions about the 25th Amendment to the Constitution. It was ratified more than 50 years ago and deals with a president's health. News 4 Tucson's Eric Fink gives us some background on what the 25th Amendment is and how it may come into play.
There are only sort of two decision makers here through any part of the 25th Amendment. It's either the president themselves or the vice president plus a majority of the cabinet. That's the only way to get this process started.
If President Trump's condition were to become more serious, he could voluntarily give up the presidency for a short while to Vice President Mike Pence. U of A political science professor Chad Westerlin notes, invoking the 25th Amendment in this potential scenario is up to the president.
There's one version where President Trump could issue an order saying that Vice President Pence becomes acting president under Section 3. That's not terribly unlikely, right? I mean, that's a more likely outcome than using Section 4.
Section 4 of the 25th Amendment involves a decision that's out of the president's hands.
Vice President Pence, in a majority of the cabinet, saying that President Trump is incapable of being president, then Mike Pence would become president immediately in an acting fashion. Section 4 of the 25th Amendment has never been invoked since it's been passed.
If the president and vice president disagreed on this, the decision would then go to Congress. And there's yet another hypothetical. Given that we're in the final stretch of the presidential campaign and many ballots are already printed, what would happen if President Trump had to withdraw from the race with his name on the ballot? Early voting in some states is underway and begins Wednesday here in Arizona.
The short answer is nothing really happens. The ballot stays the ballot. We do not know, and we do not have a clear set of procedures put in place on what happens with ballots with these last-minute changes, other than it varies wildly from state to state.
Now, if at any time both President Trump and Vice President Pence were to become incapacitated and unable to serve, the next in line to the presidency would be Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. We've got you covered from the Northwest side. I'm Eric Fink, News 4 Tucson.